Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and some of you may have seen the video that's playing on screen at the moment from a creator called Nellup. Nellup has some issues with YouTubers, especially 40k YouTubers, and is definitely one of the kind of more old good, new bad kind of category of this sort of like community. And I wanted to address it because it's been a very big sort of bone of contention on a couple of the Discord servers I'm on. A lot of people have been talking about this, and I kind of needed to make a video, so I'm just gonna use this. So rather than just stealing his entire video, I will pause this and I will talk about it. And basically, Nellup seems to go through this video with the idea that back in the day, when life was still in black and white and you could get 36 Mars bars for a penny and still get change, and we walked to school uphill both ways, etc., etc. Warhammer was one of those hobbies that you really could only get into if you knew someone. You had to you had to buy in, you had to get the models, you had to buy the books, you had to read. You couldn't just jump on YouTube and get the opinion of a dirty YouTuber like me. And that's true. Our dirty YouTubers back in the day were other kids at school. The kid whose parents bought him all the cool books and magazines, the gaming magazines and stuff, like your PlayStation magazine. Not everyone had them, so, one kid would sit at break time and everyone would read the magazine with him, sort of thing. Or one person had a game and would tell you about it. And yeah, it very much was you had to experience it yourself. You had to go and either read the books, hear about the books from someone you knew in real life. But most of the time, you generally either only got the cliff notes or you had to go and read it yourself. And yes, this is probably why there were so many, rumours, urban legends, why all school kids seem to think that Marilyn Manson had his ribs removed, those sorts of things. And nowadays, if someone has a passing interest in a subject, they simply come over to YouTube, stick it in the search bar, click the first guy, and, listen to someone wax lyrical about it. And yeah, that's pretty much how our pop culture has become. It's not just pop culture, it's everything. News as well. I mean, really think for yourself and go, how much world events do you get from the news, and how much now are you getting through memes, through YouTubers, through Twitter, Blue Sky if you're a nonce. We're not getting it from the old legacy sources. We do just get most of our information from content creators, hence the name content creators. Now Nellup has a big problem here with some of these content creators, because some of them don't know what they're talking about. Some of them make up their content. Some of them simply read a wiki and then regurgitate that, and it's very much like photocopying a photocopy. As you keep copying it, the copy keeps getting worse, and I kind of agree with him here. I do kind of agree that yes, certain content creators do not give the best, most accurate information. However, I don't think that's kind of their role. I think that, in pop culture, as we are, content creators' job is to give you a flavoured take on something. It is not someone like Major Kill, Valrak, Arbitorian, Lutin, or any of these other creators' job to give you verbatim the story of a certain, the plot synopsis of a Horus Heresy novel, for example. No, it's to give you the synopsis of a Horus Heresy novel in their style, their flavour, with their running gags, their intonations, their sort of take on things. Valrak is not going to be able to give you an objective review of, the Phaeros book, because he's going to put an Imperial Fist spin on things. He's going to make jokes about Iron Warriors, because it's who he is. But from his own point of view, that's also kind of what he has to do. Now, Nelep also has another problem here with how a lot of these content creators create these things because they are afraid of scaring away their audience. How they have to do these things because that's the job, Oh, they're doing it for the algorithm. They're doing these things for the clicks. They're doing it for the subscribers, because the subscribers want, that's what they're subscribed for. And he's 100% right. I will tell you this. The way I talk, the way I act, the wording I use is different in real life than it is on YouTube. My most recent videos, you will notice that all the thumbnails of the last 5 or 6 videos I've done have all been, white background, big red text. Generally the titles are a question or a bit clickbaity, because it works. It generates far more clicks and views than if I was just to put up a video which was titled something along the lines of Wednesday the 23rd, Warhammer community, my opinions on the Eldar release. Because people generally, they'll find that boring. It is boring. And that's understandable. I don't want to click on a thumbnail that looks kind of boring. You can see one here, right here. This is a video by the Russian Badger. The title of the video is Getting Dumpstered by 40-year-old divorced electricians with aimbots or aim hacks, or is cut off. And it's a picture of a guy with a toilet seat around their head having an AK pointed at their head. Nothing about that says that he's talking about the new Call of Duty. Nothing talks about the fact that he talks about skill-based matchmaking, or how the fact that he and his friends as older gamers struggle against cracked out Zoomers. None of it. But that's the video, and it's a good video. I haven't finished it. But getting dumpstered by 40-year-old divorced electricians is kind of clickbaity and funny. It's that, it's the humour he's known for. Yeah. As a content creator, we are all guilty of it. You find out what works with the audience that supports you, and you make stuff that caters to that audience. And unfortunately, it's something that modern legacy media seems to have forgotten. And Nelep kind of skims this, like the towel skimming through the warp. He doesn't quite hit his target in this video, but he comes very close. These guys are giving what their audience want. And the audience don't want dry, in-depth, detailed analysis. They go to specific channels for that. No one's going to watch a 120 beat a minute meme-filled Zoomer brain rot video made by Auspex Tactics, because that's not what the fans of Auspex Tactics want. The fans of Major Kill want a crass Australian guy who swears and kind of memes on Warhammer. And I think that this is the issue, you know. Yeah, getting into Warhammer and other hobbies as in general, it was, you had to make an effort, but nowadays there are a lot of people who are in the hobby that aren't collecting Warhammer. They are in the hobby because they like watching YouTube about it. They like reading webcomics about it. They like hearing about it. And this is part of what Warhammer is becoming. It's becoming wider pop culture. And we had this discussion in Discord earlier today that Games Workshop is appealing more and more to that wider audience who are into Warhammer as a pop culture thing rather than a war game. And the tabletop war game side of things is going to end up taking a back seat. One day, GW is going to end up with more profits from licensing, merchandising and stuff than they do from the models. And then they'll start having the conversation of where do they divert their resources. You know, they're already struggling with supply and demand in the miniatures anyway. Just have to go look through the Horus Heresy section on their website, which we did today again on Discord, and it's sickening how much is either just gone, you know, all the non-Mark 6 helmets have disappeared, but how much of it is also just out of stock. Now, if it's out of stock because it's being remoulded, or it's just temporarily out of stock, we don't know if it's gone for good, because there's no communication. But eventually, you know, these things, sadly, in all things, boil down to numbers on a spreadsheet, and they'll realise that the modern people have very short attention spans, and all they want is YouTube videos that are 10 minutes long tops. Maybe they want silly memes. I mean, that's why James Workshop exists, with his Christmas videos. If that hadn't resonated, if the little crab model hadn't resonated, they wouldn't be doing any more. You'll see it. You'll see them. They'll when next time they release a Warcry thing with a little weird animal in it, watch how they'll make sure that's like front and center in the article, that it gets properly shown off. That didn't resonate. If the memes didn't get made, why would they do it? They wouldn't. Or more accurately, they do it because it resonates. They go out of their way to then make more of that. So yeah, this video, I recommend watching it for a bit. You may agree, you may not agree. He kind of gets a bit personal with some of the attacks on people. But all of these guys have successful channels. 250,000 subscribers, 250,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, 17,000 subscribers, 130,000. These are all objectively successful channels. And I thought it said Luton had 1.9 million videos. Then I was like, what's going on? You know, Lotara Law here, 44 videos, 17.2 thousand subscribers. It's yeah. You know, Wes Hammer's nearly got 1 million subscribers. That's sickening. I actually thought Valrak was much bigger than Wes Hammer. Wow. Yeah. So these guys, they're doing. You know, they the reason they are the way they are is because it works, and I think that just being petty and jealous about it, because it's just how this video comes across a little bit, to be honest, isn't going to get anyone anywhere. Just attacking people and, you know, being salty about the fact that people are doing the hobby in different ways and that the internet drama is a thing isn't great. However, his complaints that, people aren't accurately reporting things, that we're getting a lot of the lore from memes, there is a valid concern there. I was talking to Mediocre Hobbies the other day, and he was telling me how he used to be really active in the Krieg, one of the Krieg groups on Facebook, and how it went from being really, really interesting, lots of like scale modelling style painting and modelling tips, lots of kind of discussions about the Imperial Armour books, and how it just went off the deep end into shovel memes. Nothing but shovel memes. And he left and he came back, and it's now even more shovel memes. And that's not good. That is a loss. And I think that's kind of sad. This video's got me really wanting to reinstall Dawn of War. Oh, man. And then, yes, he goes on about the whole red and green list that came out with the content creators and the authors, and, how some of them are woke and unwoke, and how, they only shill the soy DIE kind of authors, and those are the authors nowadays. You know what? That they're always going to be like that. I guess, it is the echoes of the culture war that are all over the place. They kind of impact everywhere, unfortunately, because it's a culture war. And, that's down for you. Your values, what you find important, what kind of things you like. I don't think people being left in their political views is inherently bad. I don't think people being right in their political views is inherently bad. So I think lists like this aren't particularly helpful. But then the irony of this entire video about him complaining about YouTubers basically working towards just pandering towards subscriber numbers is very heavily underlined by finishing it off with links to all of the ways you can support him, which is ironic. So yeah, I recommend going back, go and watch this video, make up your own mind, go and actually don't just listen to a YouTuber. And, go and put a comment. Don't obviously brigade or anything like that, but go and actually, listen to your own and make your own mind up. But I think he's got some correct, or not correct sounds bad. I think he's right on a few things. I think that, we should try to make sure what we're telling people is correct as creators. I think it's important that, we don't just do it all for the memes. But I also think that he's wrong in the sense that YouTubers, it's a career for some people. Some people are trying to make money off of this. So you do have to do the things that make the money. And the most successful ones of this are obviously going to be the ones that know how to game that system. So yeah, that's me rambling for nearly 20 minutes. I just wanted to make a video. I wanted to talk about this. I'm not very eloquent. I can't really do it. I've got an incredibly dry mouth right now. Yeah, and toothache. I don't like some of these channels at all, personally. But I'm not going to criticise anyone for how they make their videos. I don't even know who this is. I don't watch enough YouTube. It's the funny thing about me being a 40k YouTuber or whatever, is I don't watch a lot of 40k YouTube stuff. It's really silly, isn't it? I probably should. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please pop them down below. If you've watched this video already, let me know your thoughts. If you haven't, stop this video, go and watch it, then come back and put a comment down. As always, feel free to come and join us on Discord. Come share us your models. Come and take part in some of the stuff we're doing. I'm thinking of doing a big sort of server-wide competition for some giveaways. And yeah, we'll be doing some more giveaways at 2,500 subscribers. So thank you. Yeah, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye.